Welcome viewers to our recap channel. Tonight, we're plunging into the heart of one of Game of Thrones' most epic and harrowing episodes, Season 2, Episode 9, titled Blackwater. This is the night Stannis Baratheon brings the full might of his fleet to the gates of King's Landing, aiming to claim the Iron Throne. It's a desperate struggle filled with fire, fear, and pivotal moments for many key characters as the fate of Westeros hangs in the balance. The episode opens on the sea, where Stannis Baratheon's massive fleet sails towards King's Landing. His loyal advisor, Davos Seaworth, expresses concern about being outnumbered, but Stannis, fueled by Melisandre's faith, is resolute and promises Davos the position of hand after their inevitable victory. Inside the city, preparations for the onslaught are underway. Queen Cersei Lannister receives a vial of poison, essence of nightshade, from Grand Maester Pycelle, a chilling last resort. Below deck, the atmosphere is heavy, with Bronn entertaining soldiers, while the Hound looks on with grim disapproval. Acting Hand, Tyrion Lannister, discusses defense strategies with Lord Varys, including the city's hidden tunnels and the perceived threat of Stannis' Red Priestess ally. As Stannis' ships near Blackwater Bay, Davos grows increasingly anxious, realizing the King's Landing bells aren't a signal of surrender, but defiance. Stannis ignores his worries and presses forward. In the city, Tyrion shares a tense moment with Bronn, receiving a helmet as a grim gift. He then encounters Sansa Stark and Shae before Sansa is summoned by King Joffrey. Joffrey, flanked by the Hound, forces Sansa to kiss his new sword, Heart Eater, promising she'll taste Tyrion's blood upon his return. A deeply disturbing display of his cruelty. The defending forces, led by Tyrion and Joffrey from the battlements, watch the approaching fleet. As Stannis' lead ship enters the narrow part of the bay, a massive wildfire explosion is triggered by a ballista bolt. The bay erupts in a terrifying wave of green flame, decimating a huge portion of the attacking fleet. Ships and men are engulfed, including Matthew, who is killed, and Davos, who is last seen desperately calling for help amidst the inferno. Meanwhile, inside the Red Keep's sanctuary for women and children, Cersei continues her manipulative cruelty towards Sansa. She offers cynical advice on using sexuality and chillingly describes the horrors awaiting women during a city sacking, leaving Sansa terrified. Despite this devastating initial blow, Stannis' surviving forces regroup and begin the brutal land assault, storming the beaches outside the city walls. On the battlements, the land battle rages fiercely. Joffrey commands the archers, while Tyrion dispatches the Hound to meet the enemy at the Mud Gate. Defenders unleash more fire, causing heavy casualties. A messenger arrives at the Red Keep, informing Cersei of the battle's progress. She immediately orders Joffrey brought back to her chambers for safety. But the brutality, especially the sight of burning men, takes a severe toll on the Hound. Overwhelmed by his deep-seated fear of fire, he demands wine, loses his nerve, and abandons his post despite Tyrion's desperate pleas, effectively leaving Tyrion to assume full command on the walls. With Joffrey gone and the Hound fled, Tyrion delivers an impassioned speech to the remaining defenders, rallying them to fight not for a king, but for their home and their city. Back in the Red Keep, Cersei retreats to the throne room with young Tommen Baratheon, resigned to potential defeat and preparing to poison him, rather than let him fall into enemy hands. As the battle intensifies, Sansa and the other women huddle in fear. Sansa attempts to calm them by singing a hymn, but Shae urges her to flee to her chambers for safety. Alone and frightened, Sansa is confronted by the Hound. He reveals his intention to escape the city and offers to take her to Winterfell. She refuses, naively believing Stannis to be honorable. The Hound, in a moment of brutal honesty, tells her that all powerful people are killers. Stannis, the Lannisters, her own family, forcing her to look at the world's harsh reality. Despite his rough demeanor and violent past, he ultimately leaves her unharmed as the battle rages outside. Stannis' forces manage to breach the outer city walls. Tyrion enters the thick of the fighting with his men and is injured, saved only by the quick action of his squire, Podrick Payne. Inside the Red Keep, Cersei sits on the Iron Throne with Joffrey, trying to soothe him with a story even as the sounds of battle echo closer. Unseen by the characters, the cavalry charge led by Tywin Lannister and Loras Tyrell arrive just in time to turn the tide. Just as it seems King's Landing is lost and Cersei prepares to use the poison, the throne room doors burst open. Lancel Lannister enters, bloodied but triumphant, and announces that the battle is over. They have won. Cersei embraces Joffrey, the city miraculously saved. King's Landing survives the Battle of the Blackwater, but the cost is immense, both in lives and the psychological toll on its inhabitants. Tyrion's tactical brilliance and courageous leadership, coupled with the devastating wildfire and the last-minute arrival of reinforcements, proved decisive. Characters like Cersei and the Hound were pushed to their limits, revealing hidden depths and making choices that will have lasting repercussions. Stannis' fate is left uncertain, but for now the Lannister hold on the Iron Throne is solidified. Thanks for joining us for this recap.